People are waking up. Donald Trump is the most unpopular president in American history. And although he tried to lie to all of us after the 2024 election and pretend that he won some sweeping cultural mandate that he was more popular than any modern president, we always knew that it wasn't true. And people are waking up to that now, and they were previously the biggest Trump defenders. People like Joe Rogan, who just went off on Donald Trump as a criminal video has blown up a scandal that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, and hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into Rogan ripping Trump apart and Kristi Noem as well, we have to start with the reason why, which is Donald Trump's disgusting, immoral and illegal ICE attacks that Jasmine Crockett called out, alongside the hypocrisy of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and every piece of unpopular legislation going through this administration in this clip right here.
Which is one of the reasons that we are a bit skeptical of any immigration, quote unquote, enforcement laws that y'all are trying to pass. This UC is from The Guardian. It says immigrants with no criminal record now largest group in ICE detention. You know, I listened to Mr. Van Drew.
Without objection.
Thank you so much. I listened to Mr. Van Drew, who I do respect. And he went on and on and on about how this is about the bad guys. And I will be honest with you and tell you that when it came down to the election, there were a lot of people who really believed that the Republicans and the president were all about getting the bad guys out. People truly believed your words, but your actions are not matching up, because I've got the receipts showing that they are not matching up. And so call us a little paranoid in believing that the hypocrisy may continue to come from across the aisle. Speaking of hypocrisy, I do want to point out, since we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because we couldn't talk about Epstein before. If y'all recall, we were gone for about 2 months because we couldn't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. And now everybody wants to act as if they want to have like a real honest conversation about the victims and the survivors and everybody else. Where was this conversation a long time ago? And I know that y'all love to go back and say that Joe Biden didn't do it. You know, Joe Biden is blamed for everything. Joe Biden didn't do anything, and it was Joe Biden's fault, and why wasn't Joe Biden? Joe Biden didn't campaign on it. I just want to be clear. If y'all can run me the tape, then run me the tape. But you know, when you campaign and you go out and you make a promise, then we evaluate whether or not you actually meet your promises. So listen, this was rope that y'all decided to hang yourselves with because the president campaigned on the Epstein files while we were campaigning on things such as affordability. We were campaigning on the things that now people are complaining about, right? Because of the tariffs and the fact that you guys won't say anything and tell the president, hey, sir, tariffs are taxes. We as Republicans, we usually don't like taxes. And guess what? That's gonna make everything unaffordable. So now he's gonna be our big savior, and he is gonna reduce the price of foods because he is the guy that actually increased the price of foods. So listen, if you can have this honest conversation about Epstein now, let's just go ahead with this lame duck president and be honest about everything that the American people care about. They care about affordability. They care about the fact that literally people are starving in this country because we have 42 million people, and I don't remember any one of you during that almost 2-month break deciding to go on faux news or any other news outlet.
It is important to recognize that not only is Donald Trump unpopular, MAGA as a whole is just uncool. Nobody likes these guys. And you saw this kind of culture shift narrative being pushed by the right at the beginning of the Trump presidency, that young people were getting more conservative, that it was cool to be conservative. But there is nothing cool about Stephen Miller or Kristi Noem, our J.D. Vance. These people are unappealing and unattractive. They are not charismatic. They are not energetic. That they are just deeply evil and in a corrosive way. The aesthetics of this administration. The weird posts they make with Trump and a crowd praising him, hailing him as the dear leader. It is just incredibly off-putting. And that is what Joe Rogan and comedian Theo Vaughn are starting to wake up to. Two people who had Donald Trump on their show and seemed to be kind of supportive of him, Certainly Rogan was. But Vaughn is now furious because the DHS has decided that they were going to steal a clip of him. Well, really? Let's get the context and then watch him and Rogan go off. DHS deportations video featuring comedian Theo Vaughn is taken down after he complained. Podcaster Theo Vaughn called out the Department of Homeland Security for using footage of him to tout deportations in a video that since appears to have been removed from the DHS's account on the social media platform Twitter. The short video posted on DHS's account on Tuesday featured Vaughn saying, "Heard you got deported, dude, bye." And of course, him and Rogan were furious about this and talked about it on their latest episode.
We're just joking around because you were talking to a guy who's his friend, and this was quite a while ago too, right? When was that video?
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been like a year and a half ago or something. I don't remember. But that was crazy.
But it was
like,
it
hey,
was a joke,
yeah,
right?
She's like a friend. I don't know if she said a friend of mine got deported. I can't remember what she said. But she's like, "What? Do you have anything to say to him?" Right? And I was like, "Bye." You know?
Yeah.
I'm clowning around. I have no
Right.
idea if it's real or not. I have no idea.
You have no idea. It's literally someone just handed you a phone, and then Homeland Security, was that what it was?
You had to put it up online, and it was
Was it
after the
Homeland
Charlie
Security?
Kirk thing. Yeah, and so then I was like
Right.
super scared. You remember? Yeah. Remember, I was texting like you. I was just texting people to make sure everybody's okay. I didn't know if they were like just gonna kill people that had been on TikTok or whatever. Like, I had no idea what they were gonna do.
I just can't believe they did that with you, where they just put it in there as if like you were endorsing that.
Well, it just kind of, and it was just a scary time. That was the same time as
Who
after
fucking
the Charlie Kirk
greenlit
thing.
that? Who greenlit that?
Probably just some fucking trap beat
But you know
con
what I'm
artist
saying?
or whatever.
Like if a company did that, you could sue them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if it was privatized, like if ICE was a private company and that was the people that the United States hired to get rid of illegal immigrants and they used you, you would sue them. You could sue them.
Well, it was just
But
scary.
the government can just put that up there. And then what did you do? You had to formally request them taking it down?
Yeah, I had to hire an attorney to get him help to take it down.
How long did it take to take it down?
I think like 48 hours or something. But it had like 30 million views over a couple platforms.
And how many people even know it was taken down until they just heard you say it?
Of course not.
I knew because you told me, but I couldn't believe it. When you first asked me what I should do about this, I was like, it's probably nothing. And I was in the car and I didn't watch it. And then I got to the club. Then I talked to you from the club. And you're like, you didn't see it? I was like, no. And then I saw it. I was like, oh my God. What the fuck are they doing? Like, it's like, that's not how you envisioned the government. The government made a hype video.
Yeah, they were making like deportation hype videos with trap beats and shit. And I was like, what are
what?
we doing? That's what I'm saying. Everything is turned into like the WWE. It's none of it's real.
It's 100% that Mike Judge movie.
My main question is, how are they just now getting this? What finally clicked in your mind? And I really am so disappointed that so many of these people just look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, need the personal experience with how bad their political movement is to finally understand its impact on other people. But what Rogan and Vaughn discuss, and what I think is so important, is what they are diagnosing is the loserness of this government. That these guys are all losers. And it's something I don't think we talk about enough, how Fox spent like a week losing their mind. Saying that. Not saying, but like demanding that AOC apologize and admit that Stephen Miller is 5.10, when she said he was like 4.9. That they are obsessive with how they are perceived, because nobody likes them. It was a week after Donald Trump in 2017 was sworn in as President of the United States that he started complaining about the size of the crowd at his inauguration. These people are self-obsessed losers. Nobody likes them. And they can never move on from that fact. It's like all of these Republicans feel like are like walking out of the locker that they got shoved into in high school and walking into the White House. They just come with this resentment and anger and woe is me. And they want to inflict it upon all of us. But guys, we don't give a shit about you. Like, sure, we hate what you do because you are deeply evil people trying to rob this country. But we don't like you. And we don't want to talk about you. Stop shoving your weird photos of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and like trying to be the cool tough guys down our throat. Like the constant performative nature of this administration that Rogan and Vaughn do diagnose here is incredibly unpopular. And I think we should talk about it more. Pete Hegseth not being able to properly oversee and correct a bloated military budget, but instead, like screwing on a Department of War sign and doing fake pull UPS. Someone who always likes to mock Donald Trump broke it all down. Because this might be some of the most important news of the past admin. Like, I was gonna say the past couple months, maybe of this entire administration. As we lead up to the midterms, you're gonna wanna hear what Jasmine Crocker had to say.
This was a 2-1 Republican majority court. And what did they say? They said, oh, plaintiffs, y'all want to temporarily enjoin them because, see, the damage will already be done. Those voices would always already be diluted by the time we actually can determine whether or not the actual merits of this case make sense. So they decided them lines, they ain't going into effect right now. Not right now. Not right now. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably gonna have questions about what does this mean for California, that kind of stuff. California has already voted. They have already passed their map. It does not save California because this is still the law. These maps have been signed into law. It's just that the maps won't necessarily go into effect as of right now. Now, we know that they about to run to the Supreme Court and be like, Supremes, help us out. Supremes, we need to serve our master. Hey, like, hook us up. Now, who knows what the Supreme Court will do, but they are running out of time. Our filing deadline in Texas is on December 8th. So if you know anything about the filings in Texas, we already started filing for these congressional districts. And honestly, most people had not filed their paperwork for a congressional district yet because nobody knew what lines we were running on, whether we were running on the 21 lines or if we were running on these new 25 lines.
These guys keep taking L after L after L. They are losers. Trump is weak fundamentally. That's what he is. And I think it is important that we point that out. We are going to on this show every single day. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let him silence you until next time. I'll see you soon.